Who wants to recap last session for inspiration?
Oh shit, Jark's already in here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dun,
Jark's
dun,
been in
dun.
here.
I got
Yeah. I
We
tried a bit
began.
where I just said, or when June said, "What's wrong with the world?" I said, "Who knows?" And then I brought him in, but nobody noticed.
It's
I
a bit
did.
that you keep
Oh,
on,
thank you.
and I did too. It's a bit that you keep on trying to do, but you forget that we have. I mean, I guess just all of us in chat at once. It's not gonna stop. Whatever.
No, it's not gonna stop. But the thing is it's a bit that makes me laugh, and so I don't mind doing it and then just and it not being effective or funny to literally anyone else.
Anyone else?
Yeah.
As long as it makes you happy, I'm happy for you.
Oh,
Live your
thank you.
best life.
I'm so happy. Okay, I'm so glad. Yeah, who wants to recap last
I
session
got
for
the
inspiration?
ring. Don't worry.
Okay,
Got
let's
this.
hear it. Let's hear it. All right, Cody. That's some energy. Let's hear it.
It started in a bad tavern. All of us were napping a little bit. We were trying to do a long nap. It didn't work. Very noisy. Lots of people coming in and out. We eventually decided, actually, fuck this shit, and decided to just go ahead and go after our short rest. Blythe did a quick, like, Bill Nye the Science Guy magic lesson, which was mostly lost on everybody else. Then, when we left, we saw the Bug Man doing the like, Khajiit but upsetting routine with his little needle, gonna get some spleams in exchange for information. But we all went ahead and said, nah, and then bailed out. And then we wandered around for a bit trying to get Pete to follow Abe, and it didn't work because that wasn't the story. Ended up at the old lady's house. She was pretty chill. She had some cookies, I think. She smelled warm and nice. We liked it in there, except that Thurkir
Keith.
gave Tharkiv, thank you, gave a point of charisma to get the information we needed, which was essentially where they went, which was to the broken prison, I think. Is that what it's called? Yeah. In addition, we also got the book, which gave us the majority of the rules for dealing with. I can't recall what its name was, but it was suitably ominous.
Groblets.
Like
Sure.
Who waits or something like that?
It's like
spider thing.
he who waits. He of the menacing falsetto. He was there, and we got some more. We basically riddled out all but one of the rules, which we never actually learned what that was. But I also did a bad and lit up the dark and lost connection to the weave as Blythe for 3 days, so that's ongoing. We got the answers we needed out of He Who Waits, which was basically up at the top of the stairs there was a temple. We needed to go to the top of the stairs to follow where they went. We did that. The stairs were essentially a test of failing up, in which case Pitanus crushed it. Failed real hard 3 times, got to the top, lickety split. All of the rest of us had varying levels of trouble with both that and the thing that was following, except for the fact that fucking Pitanus took a card. You know, one of the 3 rules about the place. He took the card, so that's fine and great, and that won't come back to haunt any of us or anything. So when we got to the top, we were at basically the inside of the bell tower, and we found a cauldron that was very similar to the one we found above Decanter's lair. Or at least, like, similar in configuration. I don't think it was conveying the same time, though, as far as, like, the corresponding stars, right?
Mhm.
Was it the same time period?
No.
Or was it, like, yeah. It was just keeping track of a different set of, like, historical constellation configurations. I also hastily scrawled down some spell stuff for Wall of Light and Crown of Stars. We waffled about for a bit, and then eventually made our way to the top, where we found Cecilia and Abe. We were presented with a bell puzzle, which we realized corresponded to the order in which we met each of the people. Therefore, essentially the story of us being in Imbara. We correctly deduced the order. Cecilia left us with essentially, when we assumed that she was going to get out right after us, she very clearly went to Blythe and was like, no, my job is to make sure people get here. So we haven't really put it together in character meta-wise like that, but we now know that, like, yeah, some part of that was tailored to our specific experience, because the order was the order in which we hit all of them. And then we ended up back in town. Everybody is exhausted, at least a little, or emotionally exhausted. Petanis had a slight reconciliation with Abe, but some of that is also predicated on Abe probably having given up a lot of, well, all of the recent memories of Pete, as far as we know. And yeah, I think we are headed off to Pete's house to try to relax. It has also been, importantly, 2 months since we went in.
Yeah. Oh, and also, pretty importantly, the method you guys had for trying to find people by just by thinking about them worked, except that Cecilia and Abe were in the clock tower. You can't get to the clock tower
Yeah.
without ascending the stairs.
It's like the one, yeah.
Yeah, had they been anywhere else.
That was why the clock tower kept being in front of us. We could just
Yeah.
never quite get to it.
Yeah.
Because you can't skip to the end of the story.
Yeah.
It's the rules.
Okay. My son has asked me to get him a snack, so I'll be right back. But what we're going to do first is we're going to do check-ins with each character, so be thinking about what you want to report to me, and we'll do that in just a second.
I think also importantly, there was a series of messages either going out or about to go out, checking in with our various things. I know Oryx wanted to check in about the black dragon problem in the swamp.
More specifically, she wanted to check in with the people who were doing the who were unpetrifying all the folks in the Cantor's former tower.
Yeah, that's
some of
our
that
ongoing housekeeping stuff.
Yeah. Well, some of that has bearing on the tower, or not the tower, the dragon issue.
I'm back. Okay, does anyone want to volunteer to go first? I'll give inspiration.
I mean, Oryx can definitely go first.
Okay.
Since we kind of just went over Oryx's.
Oh, wow.
The news that they have been gone for 2 months is more than a little distressing to her, given that there used to be only 20 members of her old tribe still alive serving Kalamazarak. And so, however much time has passed, that is a definite amount of time that her former tribe members are in serious danger, because he's insane. He's a sociopath dragon. More immediately, she is still exhausted, obviously, from the last trip that we had. So, other than being not quite in a rush to get out, but definitely knows that she has to go. The time in Umbara didn't really, I don't want to say didn't affect her, but it didn't take anything permanent. She never traded anything, so other than antsy and getting ready to go, she is fine. as much as she ever is.
Cool. Anyone want to go next? Volunteer to go next? How about Thurkiv?
Bad. He is reeling from the loss of his only friends and some of his natural charisma, baby. So he does not process this well and is often very angry and ready to blow up at nothing. And spend some time handling it physically, running laps,
Okay.
breaking trees, shit like that.
Okay. And Primrose?
Primrose is probably going to be, I'd say, most likely attached at the hip to Blythe right now, as Blythe is going to be out of commission and resting or doing whatever he does for a little bit. So Primrose wants to do the same and not potentially get into a crazy dangerous situation in the next few days, because she's kind of done with that right now. She saw what the party can offer. She's like, and I'm gonna take a little vacation from that. So she's probably gonna annoy Blythe, whatever he's doing, which is copying down that spell, and I think recovering from the connection to the weave being damaged.
Mm-hmm. And how is she
Yeah, so
feeling?
Feeling? I mean, like, pretty great. She went in there, she kicked some ass, and got out, which is pretty great. I mean, I think all of her feelings of like disgust and discomfort were very transient, I guess, while she was in the Shadowfell, and as soon as she got out, she was overjoyed and totally forgot about it. But that doesn't mean she doesn't want to do something, or rather, that doesn't mean she isn't going to actively avoid doing something that's potentially on that level for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
then
she
Blythe-
didn't
Oh, yeah.
suffer any sort of like damage or anything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then I guess Blythe.
yeah, so Blythe is actually doing pretty good, other than the disconnect from the weave part. But Blythe is choosing
the
not to.
bodily harm he has come to.
Yeah, that one is not good. But Blythe is responding how he does to most things like that, which is to focus your energy elsewhere. And in addition to like getting new spells, the story itself that we just went through is very creatively energizing for Blythe. So Blythe is probably going to try to find not necessarily a sequestered spot in Pete's house, but somewhere kind of off to the side where people aren't going to complain about the smoke. And just for as much time as we have, essentially, be working and practicing on the new spells that he found. Specifically, probably Crown of Stars at first, which involves a lot of muttering arcane gibberish, making hand motions that don't do anything, like swirling smoke around, taking breaks to like try to replicate certain parts of the Umbara experience using like various illusions. But like Blythe, generally speaking, is in a pretty good mood. Would be in a bad mood if he considered the whole weave thing too deeply. But he's choosing not to, because it will be fine. Just gotta wait and do other stuff.
Okay. And Razik.
Razik is feeling better now that he's back in at least a little bit more familiar surrounds, although he's not a big fan of Brookvale, but certainly a bigger fan of it than the Smoky place. He, first and foremost, needs to get himself a new shield, so he'll probably go out hunting for some raw materials. Would definitely like to check in on the people doing the depetrification process, particularly Rolst. And then there are 3 members of the party who he's known for very little amount of time and have been around for very little amount of time. So he is going to be spending some time poking and prodding those people.
All right. We'll do some of that in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing emotional check-ins.
Yeah.
Speaking of emotional check-ins, how's Pete doing?
Oh, gee, what a roller coaster. So, obviously, extremely happy to be out of the Shadowfell and nowhere near that anymore. Very happy that Abe is safe. Less happy that he doesn't remember a ton, but that could be like a gift and a curse all the same. Feeling generally terrible for the others having to experience what he experienced with him and because of him, but thankful that they all got him out of there because he wouldn't have made it out himself. Extremely sad about his shield. This is really the first day that he's ever lived a day without having it by his side as all of his time. So I guess like a little bit of vulnerability that comes along with not having your security blanket with you at all times. Mournful that his mom is dead and has been dead for 2 months, and so he completely missed like the entire ceremony and everything that's gone on with that. Very curious as to how this place is holding up and will hold up because he knows that he can't stay here for much longer. And then for some reason obsessed with Darkiv and unwilling to leave her side. There.
Okay, and obviously the shield is very different from the armor, but having access to the armor, does that his father's armor, does that change that feeling at all?
I think it does, actually. I think he kind of views his father's armor differently than he has in the past, in that very likely he's going to leave the armor here.
Okay. Alright, cool. So, you guys have as much time as you would like to take to recover from your several exhaustion levels, or any other issues that your character has been dealing with. Blythe, you said you're kind of hunkering down for both an academic and creative binge, I guess. And Primrose is close by. Is there anything that the two of you need to do together, or is there anyone who needs to speak with either of them?
Not currently.
Razik, you said you wanted to interact with some of the new people, right?
Yeah. We can take care of this now, no problem. Knowing Razik, he will probably find the most inopportune time to find the two of you. And hello.
Yeah, the whole room is probably like wreathed in like thick smoke. Like as you open the door, it like seeps out into the hallway. Blythe is standing like in mid, like doing some kind of motion and like swirling some of the smoke, and like stops to look over.
Ooh, are you telling another story?
Not at the moment, but working on something.
Well, okay. You let me know when you're telling another story.
Yes, actually. All of magic, in a certain way, is telling a story, right?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes I just turn into a snake.
I guess that's how are you going to explain that one, Blythe?
Okay, so turning into a snake. Is turning into a snake a magical process or a biological one?
Well, I mean, we all have the spark of life in us, and those of us that are attuned to it, like I am, we can use it to manipulate our form. It's not the most comfortable, but it does come in handy.
Right. So the key there is the word manipulate. You are manipulating something. You're telling a story. You're just using power to do it.
Well, I guess it's a very short story because I just think I need to be a snake, and then I'm a snake. Your story was better.
But like at this point isn't even like trying to do the like dumb like body motions anymore, just stops and turns. Okay, when you turned me into the big lizard, my thoughts slowed down quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Does that happen for you too? With your is that you were casting
no,
a spell
see,
on me.
See, I have when I do it to myself, I have much more delicate control over what changes. But when I do it to other people, like when I did it to you, I said, "Oh, uh, Blythe looks bad. Uh, what's something big and be? Oh yeah, T-Rex. Blythe should be a T-Rex." And yeah, there you were, T-Rex.
Huh. So you retain your mental faculties when you become a big snake.
Oh yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm very smart.
Just a druid before. That checks out. You see Blythe like scratching his like facial hair and like looking up at the ceiling.
Say, you two know lots of stories.
Well, yeah. At least I do.
Yeah,
And
I mostly just watch his.
you just watch his. Well, if I remember correctly, you said you knew some stories about us.
Yes.
Yeah, that's still a work in process.
Oh, so you two are creating the stories about us.
Not right now. Right now I'm working on the Imbara story because I was there for that one.
Oh yeah, that's your story as much as it is ours.
Yeah, see, so I'd have to ask a lot more questions about a lot more things about your story to do it justice. The only primary source I have is the Metal Man. And
Oh, so you had heard stories from Valor.
right, and fantastic oratory experience. I was right there experiencing it with him. But I have no idea how much of it was accurate, and I have a suspicion he thought it was pretty accurate.
Well, how did you know to ask Valor about these stories?
Well, tracking you down wasn't exactly easy. We had to start somewhere. He was the one who
Right.
found
We
Valor.
had to start somewhere.
Right. I
You
just stumbled upon.
Sort of just stumbled on. Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to do that.
Right. And then proceeded to fuck with me for the next 4 to 5 days.
Oh.
In point of fact, Razik, I've been trying to catch up to you guys for some time. Speaking of, how exactly do you get? I assume it's some form of teleportation, because you jump long distances sometimes.
Yeah, well, many things have the spark of life in them, and of those things, a lot of trees. I if I've seen a tree before, I can use that sort of like a doorway.
Huh. Well, when Valor said walk through trees, I thought it was, I guess, metaphorical. I should have probably...
Oh, I could have told you that. I'm pretty sure I've seen that before.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm aware of the magic. Blythe is just, like, pinching a brow.
Yeah, no, it's just trees.
So the way you interact with the weave is more... this is going to use... You know the word holistic? You know what that means?
Holistic. That must be something with a hole in it.
No, that's why I was asking. It's more natural,
Yes.
easier.
Yeah. Things that are of nature, they share in common, some connection and some spark of life in them, and I know how to manipulate that.
Blythe's going to walk over, like, to a little ways away on the floor, like, pick up his spell book, which is just, like, a big, like, kind of dusty-looking tome. Open it up and hand it to Razik. That is how I interact with magic. The weave.
Yeah, I don't do it very frequently, but I can do some weaving.
What does the inside of Blythe's spellbook look like?
So a lot of the, like, actual, like, writing of the spells includes very detailed descriptions of what the spell visually looks like. So for every, like, spell that there is a long, all in common, like a long descriptor of, like, what it, not only what it does and how it operates, but what it visually looks like, with, like, notations in the side for, like, you should use this combined, like, this in conjunction with this in conjunction with this, referencing other spells.
Ooh, this is complicated.
Indeed.
I like Valor's storybook better.
Huh. I had not considered to think of that as a storybook, but not inaccurate. Suffice to say, I envy your natural take on the magical arts.
Well, thank you. I envy your pipe. I got to get me one of them.
I do as
Uh,
well. We should go pipe shopping.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea at all.
I will. When we get to a major city, honestly, right now, I don't really want to leave this house. I don't know how the bereaved town full of humans is going to take kindly to. Blythe will, like, gesture down at himself.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not real worried about them. Hey, you said Valor told you these stories?
Some, and in a very disjointed manner.
And we did hear most of it from word of mouth. I mean, we only encountered, or he only encountered Valor after we had tips on who you were from
Oh,
people in
so
Waterdeep and all around.
so people all around tell you these stories, or bits of these stories?
Well, the Sword Coast.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
like I
this
get
side of
around that
things.
far. This side.
Oh. Hmm. Okay, well, that's different then. Okay, bye.
I know.
Blythe is like going to take up a position, and before Razik closes the door, Blythe is going to look over and say, to be clear, if you have any questions about, magic or really anything, feel free to ask.
Oh yes, well, like I said, when you feel like telling a story again, let me know. I like the last one.
I'll set apart some time to actually show you all what I do.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, Blythe is going to take a long pull, like, put more smoke into the air, and you see him, like, reach out and try to, like, like, swirl the smoke a little bit, and nothing happens, and he just sighs.
Ooh, swirly.
Yes.
Bye.
Goodbye, Razik.
Okay. Anything else anyone needs to do in town?
I'm gonna go knock on Thurkeev's door. Hello.
I don't know if she took it up, but Thurkeep would likely be in my room if she, she took the offer.
Yeah, Sir Keeve is bunking in Pete's room.
Well, then I'm just going to go. If there's no answer on Thurkeev's door, I'm going to go knocking on every random door until I get an answer.
FYI, I am sitting outside the door until this curse wears off.
Oh, you don't need to do that. Sir Keeve will invite you into your own domicile.
I was figuring to give you time and space as much as the curse will allow.
You will be inviting. You will be invited in.
Okay, great. Never mind. I'm inside.
Just in terms of timing, when are we? Is this when we actually get back, or the next morning?
That is entirely up to you guys.
Okay, I would be doing this the next morning. I'd at least get a night of sleep in me.
Okay, if that is the case, then your madness has worn off, Pete.
I would not be rude. I would let Thurkeep stay there and just find another room to stay in.
There's a couple rooms. There's a couple rooms available. There's a guest room. There's your abandoned mother's room. There's another spare room.
There will be questions and a cross-examination about your sudden change of behavior.
Okay. Did you want to go through that?
Sure.
Yes.
All right, cool. Pete's getting up. As soon as it happens, he's just gonna look up and go, "What?" And then immediately just like stand up and start to head out.
Why are you leaving?
Oh, I just wanted to give you some space. We know we don't know each other that well, so I wouldn't presume that you would want me in the room as you slept. That might be weird. Also, outside of me professing my love to Abe, I kind of just left it at that and walked back with you. So I figured I might want to go handle that situation as well. It would probably be a good idea.
There are many foreign concepts to me. What
Oh. Sorry, can you say that again?
What is weird?
Inappropriate, uncomfortable,
And
not
love?
desired.
Love.
Oh,
Am I saying that right?
love. Yes. In your culture, do people tend to choose one and stick with them for their continued existence?
A sergeant, yes. Mine is dead.
I'm sorry about that. Well, then the feelings you had for Sergeant, I believe, is akin to myself, and Abe, and I kind of just unloaded those feelings onto him unfairly.
Feelings for a soldier is an exploitable weakness.
Very true. I need to think about that. He is a soldier.
Tharkeev is gritting his teeth, which are pointed and horrible.
Pete isn't really noticing because his mind's a little blown right now. So he's just kind of rubbing his head.
I do not wish to be separated from you. A commander is always safer close to a healer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can stay here. That's fine. Did you want the bed? I don't know if
you
feel
have
more
business with
comfortable.
this soldier, I will accompany you.
Well,
I do not wish to sit still.
Okay. I didn't know if you were.
To dwell is to put yourself at the risk of an ambush.
I have a sneaking suspicion that you only sleep when it's necessary. So, I guess now is as good a time as any, right? What time is it?
It's nighttime.
Like early night, super late night, 9 morning.
Early evening.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome to accompany me on what's bound to be a very awkward interaction.
Welcome.
Oh, my apologies, actually. If it's 7 hours later, this would actually be because you guys arrived at nighttime. This is the next morning. Like, early in the morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, so then we already slept and I slept inside, so. Good morning. Hungry?
My apologies.
Cool. We should go get some breakfast with the others and Abe. Open up the door after you.
I silently walk through the door. Stiff, regal, as always.
I am now out of like my ceremonial garb and just in some fairly common plain clothes.
I am wearing the armor that I slept in. I'm also, now that I am not in a constant combat state, folding my hands behind the small of my back, like I'm in a war room.
The breakfast table is probably uncomfortable, but there are people like once word, you guys arrived at night, but word spread still very quickly that that you had returned, and so Pete, the very like what you remember of people just frankly showing up and coming in through the back kitchen door to prepare you food was just like something that just started happening again, although with like a nervous like a concern that is a little unsettling, but food is still prepared and brought to you without question that morning. And if Razik had something that he was gonna say to Keeve, I think, if you wanted to, if you didn't mind having that conversation in public.
Sure. Hello, Tharkeev.
In apt observation, my soldiers are dead. My title is useless. Tharkeev is fine.
Yeah. That. I mean that. That's your name, right?
Sarkeev bends the cutlery he's holding.
Does he have the strength to do that?
Unlikely. He's going to grip it as if he was going to bend. Oh, he actually does. No, never mind. He has
Wait.
14 strength. I'm sure he can bend cutlery a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's your name, right?
You were instructed to call me Kithrak, Commander, but my soldiers are dead, so a moot point.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Their key will suffice.
I need to make myself a new shield, and I'm going out hunting for raw materials, and I was wondering if you wanted to come hunt with me.
Yes. What do we hunt? Cake? Drak?
Oh, I don't know. I think maybe a bull or a deer, or maybe we get lucky and find a bear.
Sarkeev nods solemnly.
Okay, just let me know when you're ready to go.
No. He stands.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Bye, Pete.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Happy hunting.
Good luck with your soldier.
Thanks.
Do you need a shield? I can make you a shield too.
I think he's talking to you, Pete.
Oh. Sorry, I thought you were talking to Keith.
Pete's got my shield. So Keith, do you need a shield? I can make one for you too.
No. Vlaakith shields me.
Yeah, okay. Let's go. And as we're out walking towards the woods, so you're the soldiers are dead.
Yes. A keen observation.
It's tough. It's tough to be alone.
He pulls his lips taut.
It's tough. It's also it can also be pretty dangerous.
What is your point?
Oh no, I don't have a point. I'm just saying I know what it's like to lose a tribe and be separated from them, and I know that it can be dangerous and it can be difficult.
I do not habitually work with my men.
You don't work with your men?
Not habitually, not in the field. And it was that practice that got them killed. If you are suggesting that I am weak and to be preyed upon, I suggest you think again. If you are suggesting that I am weak and need you to shore up my strength, I suggest you think again. I will be accompanying you. But not out of fear, because those are my orders. Is this acceptable?
Well, so far I haven't suggested anything. I've said that I find it difficult to be alone, and I find it difficult to not have a tribe. And now you're telling me someone has given you orders to be here.
You speak in imperatives. Refreshing.
Well, We once had another member of this tribe who was here on orders of someone else. That didn't work out so well for them.
Vlacus has interest in seeing the Drak dead.
Who now?
Vlacus, my commander.
So your loyalty is to Vlacus.
My loyalty is to my people.
Okay, Will. We should be quiet. We'll scare off the game. From this point forward, Razik will just hunt in silence.
What? Oh,
Their
yep.
keep is going to ask questions without asking questions directly about the wildlife here. Because he was assuming that these were monsters we were hunting. And they are animals.
Razik will just respond with like shh and like a finger to what passes for lizard folk lips.
He's going to start communicating telepathically.
Yeah, Razik doesn't respond.
What? You are an expert hunter now. There is no need to make any kind of check. Truthfully, what would you like to?
I'm just looking for
What
like
materials do you want?
like bone and tendons and hide. I'm just gonna lash together some bones and throw some hide over it and use it as a shield.
Okay.
And use my
Awesome.
whatever the cunning artisan feature to build that.
Right. That was more of a question of if you wanted like wood or something as well, but
If there's anything around that's interesting to scrape up, I'll do that. But I figured we'd just hand wave it, and it's whatever materials he can come up with, he'll fashion something.
sure. As far as just because you are in a very interesting part of the woods, you have the opportunity to get wood that is black and white, if that were something you would actively avoid.
Yes. No, actually, based on our recent experience, I will actively avoid that.
Okay. All right. Pete, what are you doing after breakfast?
Shoot, sorry, I had a list. Shut up. I guess the first step is to get up with Oryx and figure out which messages need to go out first. Or I guess sendings, to be more technical. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So I know we have a lot of information to kind of sort through, us being gone for 2 months, so I want to check with you first to see what needs to be done.
Razik suggested checking in with Decker. Decker can pass on anything to the Enclave. That's probably a good idea. Did you meet Niza while we were in... No, you know Rolf. Rolst is in Decanter's Tower. He can fill us in on how that progress is going. Those would be the first two messages that I would send out.
Did you want me to send something to Misa specifically?
No, I just wanted to know how that's going. That will have some bearing on how things proceed with Kalamazrak.
Okay, anything else?
No, I think, well, once we hear back from Rolst, I'll have a better idea of where to go from here.
Okay. And I wrote this last session, so leave me alone. I'm gonna send it to Decker first.
Okay.
It's Pete. We've been in the Shadowfell, just returned. What did we miss? And that's it.
Oh my god, you're alive. Thank God. Okay. I'm camping out with your werewolf friend out east. And the tower has been emptied. It was a bit of trouble. And then there's a couple of like hemming and hawing, and she says, Merrick's here, and the kobolds have all gone.
Anything else?
Do you send again?
No, I didn't. I just make sure that's the end of her response.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'll just pass all that information over to Oryx. Do we still need to message Rolst?
I guess not, although I wouldn't mind some specifics on what she meant by the kobolds are all gone. But not going to worry about that now.
I mean, would you rather we message someone with them to see where they're at?
Can you message Misa?
I'm quite certain I met her.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, that was dumb. But yeah. Yeah, I can message Misa directly if you like.
Yeah, I just want to know how that went and how the restored kobolds took everything.
Sorry, say the last part?
I just kind of wanted to know how the restored kobolds took everything. Some of them may have been petrified before Astraxel was even killed, so they're waking up to a lot of change.
Okay. Send to Misa. Hopefully it'll go over. I didn't write this out first, but it should be fine. Pete, on behalf of Oryx, trying to determine your current location and how the restored kobolds are handling being back.
Went home to Lork. We lost a few. I tried really hard. Many were stubborn. But we saved a good number.
Okay, I'll pass that information over and the tone of her voice as well.
Oryx just kind of rubs her face very wearily. I should have... Well... Too late. I know that they did everything they could. I guess that's everyone, I think. Am I forgetting anybody?
I don't think so. Not at least for updates anyways.
I guess we don't really need to check in with Valor because he probably didn't know we were gone. He probably didn't know we were gone. So,
Probably not. Well, at least we have enough information to decide what to do next.
yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. What your plan is. this is your home, and with your mother gone, I don't know what the leadership is like here.
Oryx, what in our time together makes you think I'm qualified to lead an entire town? I appreciate it, and I know Mother made this seem like some sort of dynasty, but I promise you I am not next in line to lead this town. I definitely have an interest in making sure that the right person takes the helm, but I had a conversation with her right before we went to the Shadowfell, and I let her know that this isn't really my place anymore, and that I'd be leaving in general. So, for the foreseeable future, you can't get rid of me.
You know, it's funny, I had a conversation with her also the night before we met Blythe.
What'd you say? If you don't want to tell me, it's a private conversation, I understand.
Well, we talked about what's going on, and she'll flex out her wings with me, and how she made her own bargain, I guess, that saved this place, and you. Not saved you, but we talked about you.
Hmm.
We talked about what it means, actually, to lead, because that's something that I still don't really get, but I mean, the people here, Pete, they look up to you, and they look to you for leadership, and that's not nothing. I know you'd be worried about doing the wrong thing or saying the wrong thing, but they would listen. And that's not nothing.
You're right. I'm just not certain I'm ready to leave until I have to stop apologizing for all my actions.
I don't lead anybody yet. Misa wants to join, and I can already tell you that probably isn't going to go away ever.
Dang, I was hoping eventually it would.
I don't have any guarantees, but yeah, I think even in her way, I think there was definitely things that, well, that, you know, that worried your mother, that she was sorry for the way they had been handled. I mean, she had been scared of you wanting to join here, to serve here, so, I mean, adventuring is not easy. I mean, you know that. Most of us aren't going to get what Valor got. But I mean, you could stay here. You could be here with Abe. Be like Agnes and Vivian. Be together and a pair of old lesbians and be happy.
Oh, that got recorded. Yes.
Yeah, I bet.
That's the ringtone.
I'm sorry, that just came to me.
Oh my god.
I had my response like at the front of my lips. And then I heard Bearable Lesbians. And I tried to bring to talk, and I just laughed.
Callback, so good.
He's gonna look away from Oryx and look at Abe wherever he is. Is he at the table? I assume?
He is not here.
Damn it! Never mind. That was gonna be a cute moment. Thanks, Sarah. I'm kidding. So he'll look off, like out into the window or anything like that. Yeah, that would be pretty nice, wouldn't it? It's not time for that. As I told her, the best way I can serve this place is to stop whatever threats are happening from the outside that won't think twice before bulldozing our town over. And I am not near as selfish to claim my own happy ending without ensuring the rest of you get yours. And then he's going to turn to Oryx and just smile.
Even Valor. Well, I honestly don't know what Rose and Blythe and Thakeev are looking for out of this, but whatever happens, I will make sure you get back here. I'll make sure you get back to Abe.
Is Blythe around?
Probably still holed up in the room.
Okay. I'll talk to him later then. I'm good for right now.
You might not be, because I don't know if anyone else has anything pressing to handle.
I will go find... Oh my gosh, name's dropping out of my head, but... No, we didn't ask anything before we fell asleep. Abe, fuck it. Let's go find Abe.
All in.
He went to his home, which is the neighboring building to the library, so that his father can tend the library easily. And his father, it is early in the morning, answers the door. Doesn't seem surprised to see you, but has a peculiar expression. And he just says, "Morning, Patanus."
Morning. Pete's fine.
Wait, did you just say that to him?
Yeah. I mean, the one person to enforce it is no longer here, so he's going all in on this name.
Pete? How are you feeling?
Refreshed now that I'm back on the material plane and had a pretty good night's sleep. Other than that, my entire mind's a mess. How are things here? How are you?
Didn't really sleep last night. Abe's not feeling so well this morning. We had a long night.
What happened?
Well, appears to be his memory isn't right, and I was limited in my resources to attempt to restore those memories.
Yeah.
Shaba was not as willing, I suppose, to provide today, which I suppose is just our want.
Is he up for visitors right now?
Quickly. He told me what you said yesterday. He seems even more confused. I think he knows who you are. Can't recognize your face. Though, he wouldn't have been the only one. So I can't really blame him. He opens the door for you to come inside.
Did he? Does he know why his memory's not great? Why he's lost some of his memory?
He shakes his head.
Did he tell you he ate the fruit of the tree? Does he remember that?
His face becomes inscrutable as he stares at you. He did not.
He might not remember. He was in a great deal of pain at the time.
I'll go fetch him. He motions for you to sit in the lounge as he goes in, and you hear some steps upstairs, and Abe in plain clothes comes down the stairs and kind of looks around and sees you and Pete.
Abe! And he'll stand up really quickly as soon as he sees Abe walk in.
How are you feeling this morning?
Better? How are you feeling?
Really tired still. Where? What happened?
I guess that depends. What's the last thing you remember?
I mean, I don't remember. He puts his hands like on his chest, and he says that I remember some training. I remember.
Do you remember the festival?
Well, I mean, which one?
The one that occurred after I returned?
You left?
Okay, that far back. Yeah. I up and left one day. I felt a calling that required my attention elsewhere, and at night I just took my things and I left. Seems as soon as that happened, Mother got a little suspicious and a little over worried and increased the guards, and also decreased the time for you to apply. And so when I returned, looking a bit older, as I seem to have come under the effect of a creature, you participated in the festival, and congrats, you made it. Shortly after, sorry.
How long ago was that?
The festival? Well, here it was 2 months ago, but for us it was really a couple days.
No, when did you leave? You really don't look at all like you should. I don't.
Yeah, no, you are. That is. Yep, that's right. Yeah, I aged very rapidly. I don't think I can reverse it. I'm not certain I want to. Kind of like this new look. And I feel a bit different as well. But I was only gone for less than a year. And I seem to have aged much farther than that. I don't look bad, do I?
No. Okay. So a couple days ago was the festival, and what?
To us, yes.
Okay. Did and how did we get to that place with that girl and the rain?
Well, it started because I'm dumb, admittedly. I wasn't aware of your feelings towards me, and someone had to explain it very bluntly. And it seemed in my lack of knowledge had caused you some serious despair, and you ran to the tree and started eating. Very large amount, it would seem. And the misery that I caused you was enough to welcome agents of the Shadowfell, and they kidnapped you. And then my companions and I jumped in after to save you.
Oh. He goes and sits in a chair and and takes on a like sitting forward, elbows on knees, and just starts thinking. Why did everyone else? Who was all of that?
Over there. Great question. we met a lot of people that I hope we'd never see again. One of the people that kidnapped you is someone we used to travel with, but she's in the Shadowfell now. Another person Thurkeith. She's very nice. Excuse me, he's very nice. He's accompanied us back because he helped get us through it, helped us find you. I wasn't wrong, was I? In thinking that you felt the same way about me?
He doesn't look at you, just kind of pushes his hands together and chews his lip for a minute. I guess not. You're kind of it's kind of a lot to think about.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And I mean when you said that yesterday, I didn't really know who you were, which was a different thing, and you're still different now than I remember you.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm confused is all.
I get that.
I mean, you've always been at least my best friend. There's not anything I wouldn't do for you. But that's always been the case. You being Dawnbringer or no, you're still very important.
Yeah. You're right. uh, I'm glad you're doing better. I hope everything works out. Your memory returns to you fully. And I might have to leave here soon. A lot of big and
Why?
bad things need
What?
to be taken.
Why? What?
It's- No, you need your time. I see that. I'm just.
Wait.
I'm putting too much stress on you and your healing. And I can't heal that with my spells because I'm not.
Pete, what are you? What are you? What is happening?
I'm. I'm not good at this. I'm sorry.
Look, what are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't know. I thought. I don't know what I thought. I'm just happy that you're safe, and I don't want to encroach on anything or your ability to heal. I don't want to make you sad or stress you out or keep you from getting any better or doing what you need to do specifically. And I feel like the more time I spend here, the more time it causes you pain. And the last thing I want is
What?
for you to be taken into the Shadowfell again.
What are you talking about? Pete, what? It. Ugh. Where are you going? Why? Why are you leaving again?
There's
I don't.
there's a dragon, pretty mean one, and that's saying something. Because dragons, with the exception of one so far, seem to be not the nicest creatures in the world. And the people who helped me bring you back are also going up against it. And not only does that dragon pose a risk really to everybody, but specifically they pose a risk to them. And I can't let them go without me. And I love you, I do. I just, if you can't understand why I wouldn't be able to leave them to a fight like that. And I just don't know if I'm doing you any good here.
He's finally like looking at you just with a just absolute befuddlement. Don't you're talking about?
About,
But
about the dragon?
You're supposed to be the greatest healer we have here. Why would... If you have to go, you have to go. I guess.
Would you rather I stay?
Oh. Yes, I think.
He's gonna move up to kiss him.
He doesn't stop you. That tension that you were met with when you hugged him yesterday is gone. Thanks for saving.
Always. I'm gonna hang out here with Abe for a little bit more if we want to like check in on other people.
Yeah. Oryx. What are you doing?
Once she has talked to Peach, she will probably try to find Rose.
Okay. Probably with Blythe, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, just if I'm not interrupting, can I?
No, I'm not doing anything.
I just kind of. Well, first I wanted to thank both of you. Actually, I mean, we didn't know each other all that well, but you guys, the two of you, went into the Shadowfell with us, and that's, well, it's a little crazy, but thank you.
Mm.
Rose shoots a look to Blythe and gives him like somewhere between a grimace and like a devious smile.
I would litigate that it is not crazy since it worked out fine. It's a good idea if in hindsight it ended up being a good idea. It was very nearly a bad idea.
I'm reasonably certain that's not how that works, but you know what? I'm just gonna go with that. I guess the real question that I have also for the both of you is why? I mean, I know, Rose, that you were there. I mean, we met you through Decker, so there's that. But Blythe, we hadn't even known you for 10 minutes. What is it that made you make this journey in the first place?
To summarize, I find you and your band friends interesting. Or certainly more interesting than anything else that's happening on this side of the continent.
What part of Waterdeep fell into the ocean? A god from the far realms tried to invade. There are towns all over the coast that have all sorts of crazy things going on.
But see, what you've just confirmed for me is that only you and your friends were involved in a number of those incidents, yes?
I mean, some of them, yes, but I doubt we're the only adventuring group on the Sword Coast. I mean...
let's say then that you're the only ones, including a self-professed Dawnbringer, a kobold, wearing a suit of armor that can, well, I've seen it now, can grow several times your size. A man made of metal, or at least covered in metal. Some form of lizard folk. You'd have to concede, certainly, that you're a little strange.
I mean, yeah, that's not really in question. But, I mean, there are weird groups like us that go into the Underdark all the time. Or, you know, go to Neverwinter. I think that's a place someone mentioned once. And do crazy things.
That is probably true, but again, not all of them are quite as eclectic or evidently inclusive as you seem to be.
Fair enough, I guess.
Blythe will like gesture down at his appearance and go, I would think it's self-evident that I know maybe a little bit of something about looking a bit different.
I don't understand, but okay.
Blythe is literally gonna point at a horn. How many others with horns, purple skin, a tail? I see
Or
lots of other.
Points at Rose.
Right. That's also why
Well-
I hunted her down initially.
Thing is, the humans in backwater settlements do not think me. Well, sometimes they're superstitious about the faith. They've had a bad experience, but with Blythe, everyone immediately sees what's the word for it in common? The demon, and gets scared.
Demon, yeah.
Which obviously we know that it is laughable, and in places like Waterdeep and more educated settlements, they know better. But the tiefling, not very welcome. Fortunately, satyrs are tied to the Fae, which is light and fun for the most part.
Right. Frankly, I find it horseshit.
Oh,
I have
no.
completely, like, I have
I-
feet. She doesn't have feet. She's got feet,
Well-
but they're hooves.
But we. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't put it together when we met the Colonel and Fearwig. Okay, that clears something up. They were commanders from Waterdeep. We met them in Zix.
And they were what exactly?
Like the two of you.
Tiefling
Fearwig is
and
like you, and she points at Rose. And the Colonel was like you, and she points at Blythe.
huh.
I didn't. I mean, yeah, they look different, but I didn't put together that. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, back to your original
I thought
question.
Fearwig
Why
was
did
just
I?
Yeah.
Just a strangely colored.
I've only been on the surface for a little amount of time, so I just thought that Fearwig was a different looking tiefling. Tiefling
Wait.
is what you called yourself?
Hey.
Yes, tiefling.
Oh
Got it.
man. Rose is gonna be like draped around Blythe, just laughing, cackling.
Just a different kind of tiefling. I mean,
Oh, Blythe. Oh, sweet Blythe. We're kin.
I've seen tieflings with hooves in Waterdeep, so I just figured. Anyway, continue, please.
yeah, that's true.
Enough about my.
It depends a bit on its blood thing. Blythe trails off. Oh, right. Okay, so back to your original question. I found myself in a bit of a creative block. So, since I was already traveling, I heard about your band of misfit friends. Mostly fucking shit up. In a lot of variety of places. And then also saving like at least one city. Now I guess what, 2 city, 3 cities.
I guess 3. We didn't really save Zix.
Mm.
Anyway, sorry.
So I, frankly, was just curious. You seem to be involved in interesting shit. You proved me right within, I don't know, an hour of meeting you. We were in the Shadowfell, which I admit was some bullshit, but was technically what I was looking for from you.
And if I have to be honest, I wasn't about to let Blythe get killed, or the rest of you. I don't know you, but I do not want to see you hurt. You have graced me with hospitality, and the situation seemed desperate. I don't know. I don't necessarily consider myself, how do you say, hero, but I am known for getting things done. So, I nod.
How did you said you shit, you said you went and found Rose? Why?
Because she was also interesting. Or at least an anomaly for the parts I wandered.
Yes, we were friends before finding out about your company. On my travels, I met Blythe and was very interested in just hanging around, how they operate, the stories they tell, and found them to be good company. Then one day,
We have been.
we parted
Go ahead.
ways, and yeah, Blythe told me about you, and I was bored and didn't have much else to do at the Enclave, so here we are.
I think you told Hillary that you were some sort of guard in your home, right? Originally?
Of sorts, yes. A soldier, more like. Uh, us sailors don't really do the typical sort of militant structure. There are no exactly rankings other than just, captains and chieftains and people who give orders. But other than that, we're all brethren on the battlefield. Defending our home. We didn't have much choice.
You were attacked a lot?
Very much so. When the region of the woods that we inhabited, the portals between the material and the Feywilds were very unstable. And we just became stranded and decided to make a life there. Unfortunately, the scum that is the Red Hand, Friends of the Zentarium, thought that it was their jurisdiction to do their whatever they do, to take over. We did not agree.
We've had a few run-ins with the Zentarum, so I don't think I've ever heard of the Red Hand, but if they're friends of the Zentarum, then that tells me enough.
They're a cell of brigands that run close to the Cloakwood. So I don't think it's near enough here. It's further South? South? Right,
Yeah.
guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Geography! When Oryx mentions the Zentarum, Rose looks like she's about to spit, but remembers she's indoors.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm just trying to kind of trying to understand what made you want to do all this. I know some people adventure because they have nowhere to go. Some people adventure because it's a calling. Other people just can't stay at home long enough.
There it is. That's the one I am after. Unfortunately, I've been on the road from my tribe for quite some time. I think close to 2-3 years, and it's been kind of lonely. I'm glad that I've had Blythe every once in a while, but he's a busy man, and
Why not?
it's nice to have friends.
Why not just go home if you were alone?
Because there's no joy in that. We just survive there. There is no living. I intend to do just that. I intend to live. I've spent my entire life training and fighting for what? To protect the people that I grew up with. They can protect themselves. And after all, it's gotten better in the recent years, but it's just better out here to experience things. I would hate to die or grow old, trapped in the woods, with nothing to do, no one to experience, no story to tell, I guess. Yes, I'm already growing old. You see? She digs through her hair and says, I'm already turning gray. She clearly is not.
Blythe will do the talking out of the side of the mouth with the hand up and say, "She has no sense of time. I understand the stupid problem with her people."
Okay. Okay. Well, I know, Blythe, that you wanted some more time. I spoke to, or rather, Pete spoke to some of our friends who were working on some rather important things, so we may have to move sooner rather than later, but we can all figure out the plan once everyone gets back. I guess
You mind if I ask a couple questions?
Go ahead.
You intend to go kill another dragon, yeah?
I intend to go help the last of my old tribe. If I can do that if I can do it the easy way, I will. I don't go looking for things to kill, even dragons. But if I don't have a choice, and I suspect I won't, then yes.
That does answer my second question, which is why you intend to kill the dragon. What kind of... How quickly would we get there, exactly? What kind of time frame do you have worked out for this? Or plan?
No solid plan. I have a map of the lair from Kobold who had been there and left, but it's, I mean, it was already out of date before we spent 2 months in the Shadowfell, so almost certainly we'd have to go to Lork. I think that's the closest place, maybe Decanter's Tower. I think Decanter's Tower is farther, and she's clearly kind of zoning, not zoning, but going distant. Once we know where, well, one of those two would be the closest place to go, although I don't know if there's a tree near the tower that's big enough. I think, well, no, we have to have, because we left through the tower, or we left through a tree there. One of them will be closer to the lair than the other. I guess Lork would probably be the better option, just so that we have a waypoint, a layover spot, and we can check in and see if there's any more information that might be available. Maybe one of the kobolds that they unpetrified was from Kalamazrak's lair, and they might know something more recent, but I believe it's at least a few days travel from either location to the dragon's lair. I don't think that those days will be easy. I don't think that they will be restful. The dragon tends to, well, that kind of dragon will corrupt the land around their lair. And even if they didn't, it's a swamp, and those are not great to move through.
About how big is this swamp?
I've never been there. The only person that had a map was Zira. Cora. Zira. I guess she's back to Zira. So that's something. You know what? Maybe I can go to the library here and find a map.
So-
Who's this person? I feel like I've heard the name, but was too busy not dying to Shadowfell to ask.
The one who threw Pete through the, or not Pete, Abe through the portal.
Oh.
What? You know her?
I thought so. Thought she was my friend.
Rose is just looking astonished between Blythe and Oryx.
Yeah. Blythe is like stopped smoking, like eyes wide, like
Something
So
must have happened. When we stopped the Beholder God from coming into the world, there was some... Long story short, there was something that Zira, although she was Aura then, took and sent to the Raven Queen, and the Lords of Waterdeep thought she needed to go to a place called Silverhold, I think. Some place to help her. She was supposed to get out, and I was going to meet her. But something must have happened. And, I mean, it's really kind of... There's some complication because the Zira that we fought was not the Korra... Well, I mean, was not the Korra that was sent prison. Korra was a halfling.
Okay, I was about to ask. You were mixing up.
It was like a whole thing to... It was a weird plan. You know what? It was a weird plan. I'll just leave it at that. Point is, I don't know what my point is. I don't even remember the question. What was the question?
I was just amazed, confused. There's got to be a word between the two that I don't know it. That you knew the enemy. That so. Did she have anything to do with
Flabbergasted.
That's a. Rose looks in horror at the word flabbergasted. And then turns back
That's the
to
word you were
Oryx.
searching for.
Certainly not. But did she have anything to do with Ambara? Why were we there?
So.
Why did Abe land there?
I don't know. I don't know. As far as I know, there was nothing that tied her to Umbara. Maybe the only thing I can think of would be that statue that had the inscription of the Raven Queen, but that's a stretch. That's unlikely.
So, okay, let me ask you a question then. Do you want our help fighting your dragon? Given what you've told us about at least one of your traveling companions, it seems as though maybe you don't want new blood. Or at least new blood you can't trust.
I tend to judge based on the things people do more than the things people say. And within a few moments of meeting us, you jumped into a portal to you didn't know where. We fought all kinds of horrible shadow monsters, and probably wouldn't have gotten back without the two of you. So I'm not... It's not an issue of trust. It's more just... Who goes into dragon slayers? Crazy people like me. Well, no, that's bad.
What? You think we wouldn't?
I just wanted to know why you would. I didn't doubt that you were strong enough, or that you were brave enough, or I guess alternately foolish enough instead of brave. I just wanted to make sure I knew why. And we are... I will not turn down your help at all. I'm not trying to drive you off or anything like that. I know what adventuring is and what it does to people. And I don't know. I just wanted to be sure that this wasn't some, I don't know, romantic notion of what this was going to be, that it would just be, oh, we're just gonna walk in like with the dragon. It's not like we're just gonna walk in and chuck a spear or a sword and it's going to fall over. There's a chance for any of us to not come out of that lair.
Your warning is a good one, and I thank you for it. It is true that I'm not fully versed in the dangers of the adventuring life. I'm not an adventurer myself, as you can probably see. That being said, it's a bit of a cost-benefit sort of transaction here. I think it's worth the risk.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear it. I mean, I'm definitely glad that after seeing the two of you in action that you're on board. And
speaking of that, you have only really seen sort of a handful of what I can do. If you need an actual demonstration for tactical purposes or adventure purposes, let me know. On that topic, though, I do have 2 requests. The first is, I don't know how familiar with wizardry in general you are, but it's a significant amount of work. I have to prep each day what I'm going to be doing. I need to know if we intend to get into fights with some amount of warning.
almost always.
Okay, well, if we're going to get in life-threatening fights that day, in your more expert opinion, just let me know.
Okay.
Second is
What? I'm sorry. What expert opinion?
well, you are the adventurer here.
Okay. I guess I see what you mean. Kind of.
Second request is until I suppose we get to swampy area, could I potentially have access to a cart? Or I got 2 pretty big, a bit more combat oriented spells to work through. I can't do one of them on the road, probably. Not without some kind of more stable surface to work on.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll pick something up. We'll probably avoid any sort of livestock pulling it if that's. We haven't had very good luck with that.
As long as we can take a 10-minute break every hour or so, I can handle livestock.
Okay, yeah. that's a weird thing, but
It's magic. It's not really a horse. It's a magic animal for
Oh,
riding.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, that
The-
shouldn't be too big a problem, I guess. Usually I just pull the cart, but you know.
Yeah, no, none of that. You got any requests, Rose? I guess I'm kind of taking for granted that you also want to go see what's up with fighting a dragon. Am I being correct?
What? Me? No, I don't have any requests. Do you
Speaking
have
of,
any?
do you still have the
Go ahead.
mayonnaise thing?
Your question is answered because while she's been keeping you company, she has been drinking from the alchemy jug, but it is beer this time. It is not mayonnaise. It is out of mayonnaise until probably dawn. Why for?
Just curious. Oh, speaking of, in around 2-ish days, if we want a bit of time wherever we are for an actual safe space to relax and reprieve, well, I'm gonna be doing it, so I suppose the rest of you can join me.
Like the invisible bubble.
Sorry, what was that?
The invisible bubble. My friend Moira used to make a bubble that we would all sleep in. And it was safe.
It's more of a house in sort of a pocket space. It's a bit bigger than a house. This is gonna be something I'm gonna have to show you. I think it's not gonna make much sense to you.
Okay. I mean, I've seen that sort of thing before, but
Fair enough. Forgive me if I ever step on your toe vis-a-vis information you do or don't know. To do what I do, oftentimes I have to assume you don't know about any of it.
that's probably a safe assumption for me for the most part.
He also likes being the smartest man in the room, which is usually true.
Not smart. Clever, probably. Usually somebody there is smarter.
All right.
Vlad will take a couple steps forward and like reach a hand out to shake your hand, Dorix. We have a deal?
Yeah. If you think of anything else you need, I guess just say something to any of us. We don't really do the whole leader thing, and Oryx will shake his hand.
Just give me some heads up when we're planning to leave. Like I said, I'm prepping some of the bigger stuff we found around that cauldron thing. It's taken me a bit. Ash isn't the greatest writing material.
Yeah.
Rose is gonna, after Blythe steps back from the handshake, is just gonna lean down and give Oryx a hug. Well, thank you for having us on your journey, and I'm glad I now know what Decker was talking about. She talked a lot about you and your folk. Good to
I
be
mean-
around, generally.
Decker is one of our folks, so anyone,
That checks out.
yeah.
She sure spoke like it.
Speaking of your folk, how is the Dawnbringer doing?
Well, I think. You- Why?
Honestly, he did not seem well for most of the time we were in Umbara. Given that I lack most of the context behind why that would be, I
Oh.
figured
I
I've
will
put together some of it now, vis-a-vis, romantic paramour and sort of tragic.
Yeah, that I'll let you check in with Pete for that. There's a lot of it I don't understand, and what I do understand, I kind of recognize is the sort of thing you don't tell for someone else. Makes sense.
That's fair enough, yeah. I'm mostly concerned for his emotional volatility. He wasn't getting there yet, but desperation didn't sit well on his shoulders, shall we say.
Yeah, I think he's better, and he'll be okay.
Yeah, Blythe will nod, go back to the center of the room, give you kind of a lazy salute with the hand holding the pipe.
Oryx will nod and then turn to leave.
Okay, we will take our 15-minute break. Be back at 1:30. And when we get back, we'll have you all together so you guys can start planning your next couple of moves. We will say you can all convene at the end of this first whole day back in Brookvale. What do you guys want to do vis-a-vis communicating your next few steps? What do you guys want? What's the gang up to?
I figure at some point we'll eat. We'll get together for a meal, and then it's pretty much just going to be a straight question that Oryx is posing. So we Pete and I talked to Rolst and Decker, and she'll pass on everything that the depetrification of at least the kobolds is complete. Excuse me.
So everything's going good?
Seems that way. A couple didn't really take the news of everything that had gone on while they were petrified well, but Misa said they got most of them back to Lork. Decker is up there with Rolst, so that's if we wanted to meet up, that's where Decker is. Really, what it all comes down to is what now, and how long before we head out, get going. Blythe, I know you needed time. I'd really like to get going as much as we can, as soon as we can. But it's not just my decision. So, what are the thoughts for the rest of you?
Wait, you need time back?
If you want me at my best, then yes, I need at least. It is in terms of time. I need to be fully functional again another 2 days. But
Okay, so
I understand.
in 2 days, the five of us will head out.
One, two, three, 4, 5.
Razak, who are you not counting?
Well, I'm not counting you, Pete. We got A back. Brookfield needs someone in charge. I assumed you would stand.
Oh, um, Oryx and I had this conversation earlier. I'm not fit to lead an entire village. And also, we haven't finished what we had set out to do, and I do not plan on returning until that's been done.
Okay, 6.
Keeve, are you? There's nothing else. I mean, not that we're not happy to have you along, but is there anything you need to do on the in the meantime? Someone to talk to or see or?
I have communicated with my commander. My orders are to assist you in killing the dragon.
Oh, okay. Like I told Blythe earlier, my main goal is more to save my tribe. If we can do that without having to fight, that's great. But if I don't have a choice, I don't have a choice. Or we, I guess not.
And you would leave the tyrant to enslave more?
I mean, I'm more my more immediate concern is saving my tribe. Not that's my most immediate concern. I don't think that this will happen without dealing with Kalamazarak. I don't. I'm not, you know. I'm not an idiot. Like, I understand that this dragon is very dangerous. But I also recognize that trying to get them out in the middle of a fight with this dragon could result in it's more dangerous for them that way. And does that make sense?
I nod.
So, like I said, I'm under no illusion that Kalamazarak is just going to willingly, give up his playthings and leave the swamps or anything like that. So, I'm I'm fully expecting we will have to. That there will be a conflict.
I will be more or less functional by dawn of, I suppose, day after tomorrow. I'll be almost done preparing this new spell that I found, which should be distinctly more combat oriented than my usual fare. If we can wait that long. If we can't, just...
Well, like I said, there's going to be a certain amount of travel. I don't know exactly how much. I have a layout of the lair, but now that I think about it, I don't know exactly where it is. So we'll have to check with someone that does. But I'm sure there's going to be a not small amount of travel between wherever we start our journey and the lair. So.
All right. Well, I suppose just at the very least, I'd ask for the day tomorrow. We can head out in the evening.
Orc, do you know somebody who knows where this lair is?
We met the kobold Brock in Lork. Brock was from Kalamazarak's lair, so Brock should know how to get to the lair from Lork, or at least he should. At the very least, Brock should be able to point it out on a map.
So it sounds like Lork is our next stop.
I guess, yeah. Although, I mean, yeah. I don't know. I meant to go to the library and get a map of the area to see if it was faster to go from the tower or from Lork. But yeah, either one. Heading to Lork should suffice.
It's also where. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Pete.
It's also where all the kobolds went, so, or rather, where Misa and the others went. So it might be a good idea to stop by and see them.
Maybe. I don't know if I should. I don't know how many of them are from before the tribe went to Kalamazarak. I know most of the kobolds in Lork are fine with me, but I don't want to. I don't want my presence to upset the ones who are recently back.
You don't think you being one of the main reasons they're able to come back might hold any weight?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I guess I should have asked. You know, when we were doing that before.
Not too late.
Sure. I guess if you don't mind, just we're gonna have to be passing through. See if that's a good idea with Misa. I guess, yeah. If you don't mind.
You are.
Mm.
You are a good and mighty leader, and you care for your people. That should be enough.
I mean, a lot of things should be, but aren't. So, I mean, I appreciate what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. We can just head to Lork. Either. Well, I guess it would be a while if we. Are you talking about through the trees, Razik?
Unless we all want to walk.
The sooner we leave, the sooner we can get back. So, my vote is for not walking.
Yeah. It's the more time we can shave off, I think, or the less time we travel, I think, the better. It's been a couple months. I don't know how bad things have gotten.
All right, so it sounds like maybe we leave this time tomorrow.
Yeah. That
Good. I just gotta say a couple goodbyes. I'm gonna cast Sending to Misa. Pete, or it's Pete. Orc seems apprehensive of the thought of what his returning will mean towards the recently returned kobolds. What's your opinion?
We miss her. She should come back. Yeah, are you guys coming back?
I forgot we hadn't told him that. Yeah, we should be there. I'm saying again. We should be there sometime tomorrow, so none of the other kobolds hold ill will.
Great, we'll make room. We've had time to make it all make sense for them. It's been a long time.
After hearing that, Pete will look up to Oryx. Everything's great. They expect us tomorrow.
good.
We can make tomorrow work then. Okay. Dawnbringer, would you mind tomorrow at some point doing that restorative magic on me?
Definitely.
I'm gonna be one and all-nighter.
If you are, then, Blythe, if you wouldn't mind making me a Constitution saving throw.
Wait, never mind.
Okay. Then you'll not be needing, you will not be gaining a level of exhaustion overnight.
Okay.
At some point in the evening, Razik is going to try and catch Oryx alone.
It shouldn't be hard. She's probably gonna stay up a bit later, just sitting outside.
Okay. Hey, Oryx, you got a minute?
Yeah. What is it, Razik?
Well, I was talking with some of our new friends, and well, we're not going to have to kill Blythe or Rose. At least it won't do us any good if we did.
Why would we need to kill them?
Well, if they were the ones telling stories about us, we need to put an end to that. But it seems like that's already water under the bridge.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way to avoid the stories getting out at this point, Rezik, especially once we helped Waterdeep. I mean, there were just too many people there.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. So,
Why were you
nothing we can
worried
really-
about the stories getting out?
Well, you know, when creatures are in the woods, particularly powerful creatures, you know, sometimes they mark their territory, and for the most part, that keeps other creatures away. But sometimes it attracts even more powerful creatures to try and take over their territory, and I just rather not leave a mark anywhere.
I mean, okay, that might be a little late for that.
Yeah, like I said, that seems to be water under the bridge. I do have a question though about our other new friend.
Mm-hmm.
You wonder at all why it took Fakib so long to tell us about Madame Eva? I mean,
I did, but I'm trying not to put too much thought into that right now, only because that place seemed to make people very, very guarded, even more than normal, because trading memories and knowledge for other things there. It's just, I imagine you start getting worried about giving away any of that, any information, since it was basically their version of gold. So we'll see, I guess.
so you trust him?
Don't know if I'll go that far. Not yet. Although Thakiv did help us get out of Umbara, did help us find Abe.
Yeah, he did.
So
Zira helped us for a while before she stole the phylactery and threw Abe into the Shadowfell.
yeah, I don't know what happened there, Razik. Something must have happened, because when we left, or rather when Cora left, well, I mean, she was Cora, but only a few days later, when we saw her here, she was Zira again.
Well, no, Oryx. She was always Zira.
I mean, she was a halfling for a little while, and then a few days later, she was back to the Zero we met. Something must have happened in between. We weren't. I mean, it was what, a few days out of Waterdeep before we were here? A week, a 10-day at most?
Mm-hmm.
Something must have happened in the interim. Something must have happened in that time.
Well, we never should have let it go. I should have killed it with my bare hands.
I know we won't. really agree on that, and I know it doesn't really matter now.
True, she's gone now. I just hope we learned our lesson so we don't have to repeat that.
We'll find out. At the very least, I don't think we have to worry quite so much about the Kiev. Well, Zero was a lot more how do I put charming. The Kiev seems to be much more honest. It might be rough honesty, but definitely honesty, which, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
At least we know where we stand, I suppose.
Well, he was a very good hunter when we went out earlier today, and he was very good in the Shadowfell.
Yeah. He did say that hunting the Mind Flayers is a rite of passage for them, so I suspect that's a skill that they learn early and learn well.
Well, I just hope that your primary goal of freeing your people and his primary goal of killing that dragon aren't at odds with each other.
I doubt they will be. I'll be honest, Razik, I can't think of a way that we're going to do one without the other. I just... Kalamazarak is not going to let what's left of my tribe go.
Well, I certainly take your word for it, but either way, we're going to free the rest of your tribe.
My other concern...
Yeah.
My other concern there is the rookery, the eggs. For him, before we left Lork the last time, Brock told me that there were only about 20 kobolds left. Kalamazarak was banking on the eggs in the rookery to hatch and serve him. I don't know how many are still eggs. I don't know how many eggs have been added since then. I suppose no more than 10.
So we may have some very young kobolds and some eggs.
We can't leave them. Can't leave them to Kalamazarak, and I can't imagine that lair is going to be safer than Lork, or really anywhere else. And I know if the watcher of the rookery is still Gix is not going to go anywhere without making sure the eggs are safe. So
Gix is a member of your tribe?
Yes. Gix was my friend.
I understand. I know this is I don't know. I imagine this will be an uncomfortable question, but I just need to be clear because I don't always think like everyone else on these sorts of subjects. But if it comes to leaving the eggs or destroying the eggs, which is the correct option?
I suppose that will depend on Kalamazarak. Kalamazarak is dead, and the kobolds don't want... There are kobolds. If they're not going to leave, then they can at least tend the eggs.
But if we have freed the rest of your tribe and Kalamazarak lives,
Well, then we'll have to hope our new friend is as dedicated to Kalamazarak's death as they say.
understood. Say, what was that foolishness Pete was talking about not being ready to lead?
I explained that the people here would follow him easily, but I know it's only been a little while, but seeing Pete as an adult now and not a child just feels normal already, so I forget sometimes that in his mind, Pete may still see himself as the Pete that went down underwater deep, not the Pete that came out. It's also weird for me sometimes because even the Pete that went down into Waterdeep, young Pete, was still older than me, so...
Yeah, he's always been fine. He just needs to learn to trust his own instincts. But that's a hard lesson to learn.
Yes, it is. And don't even know that I've mastered it. Plenty of time. Well, there will be.
Yeah, alright, I'm gonna get some sleep now.
Okay. Good night, Razik.
Good night, Arik.
Okay. You all can get a long night's rest. You can all prepare for the next day. Is there just anything that needs to be done that I need to know of, or any things you guys need to do that next day before you head out?
Razik's gonna spend 8 hours casting plant growth out by the busted up tree.
Okay.
Aww.
Wow.
Oh, wait, hold on one second there.
The shrubbery that you encourage to grow is still not perfect. It still is not as verdant as you would want it to be, but it is not devoid of color as the rest of the grove is. Anything else?
Do need to say goodbye to Abe, but I would rather take care of something like that in like the Discord than
yeah, I don't think we need to. I don't.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do that.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah. I mean, he's still so brain-addled that, like, as confusing as it is, he understands you have to go, and he's just gonna have to be okay with that. That's just the reality of it.
Cool.
Yeah. Anybody else? Anything?
Nope.
Cool. So that evening, right? That was the plan? Gonna teleport via plants?
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, that's the plan.
Great. Okay, you can do that to get to Lord.
Sorry, whoever thought this shitty little town would become important?
So important. It's such
Yeah,
a
right?
throwaway town.
Yeah, it's the embodiment of the meme of like something that the DM thought would be like just like, oh yeah, you're passing through or like a part of like a tiny little quest and it becomes a fucking important
Central.
plot element.
Absolutely not. No, that's what I thought about Waterdeep. Lork was gonna be important to the game forever.
Oh, okay, cool. Great.
No, I love Lork. I put a lot of time into Lork.
Okay.
I
awesome.
love Lork.
I can't even tell if you're being sarcastic.
I
Yeah,
can't
yes,
either.
I
I can't either.
I love Lork.
Yeah, I don't
This
know.
is I love this place.
Still no idea.
I spent weeks making this city exactly what I wanted it to be, which was dinky and stupid and annoying, and I
So
love it.
this was fearfully, lovingly made shitty.
Yes. Yeah, for a while there was a joke that they only took an Electrum.
Oh yeah, just to piss off Doug.
I forgot about that.
Look, inflation's a bitch. Inflation's a bitch. I don't know. They got like
It's honestly at that
cost
moment.
like 4 electrum for a loaf of bread.
Doug almost quit. Okay, you guys are here. Do you just go to the Warrens or do you go to town?
The Oryx mainly wants to go to the Warrens, but the, I guess, responsible and proper part of her will have to check in with the God, what is it here? Elders?
Guildmasters.
The
Guildmasters, that's it.
The Burt.
Bert is definitely 100% in charge, and nothing anyone says can prove otherwise. He just looks like he's tending sheep in the field. He's actually secretly running everything.
I'm on Team Lily.
Behind those kind of eyes.
He's
We'll
the
never
puppet
know.
master.
No one will ever know.
He's the true big bad evil guy.
Yeah, that's probably it.
It's funny, he wasn't until Panrin met him, and then he's like, I will destroy that team.
He's definitely not a throwaway NPC that we latched onto and used as a meat shield for multiple months.
Yeah. You refuse to call him anything but the Shield in Valor's
Yeah.
presence, to the point where I thought, in character and out of character, that this was an animated shield that you had elevated to a high governmental position. And then when I found out it was just a guy, yeah, I found out it's just a man with a whole fleshy body and everything. I just stayed quiet because that was like 3 months of me thinking you guys were talking about an actual fucking animated shield.
Oh
that
my
you
god,
just
are you for real?
elevated to, yeah.
For real?
Uh-huh. Nobody
Oh
ever
my
elaborated. But I thought Bert was a
Wait.
shield.
His name is Bert, and he's a mid-30s.
His name is Bert the Bandit.
Bert the Bandit.
Nobody called him Bert the Bandit. You
He's,
called him Bert the Meat Shield for like 3 months.
That was all them. I've
then-
never called him that.
Then
I
they stopped
imagine
calling
an
him Bert the
animated
Meat
shield
Shield
made
and they
of
called him
meat.
Shield.
It's like
because the only one who was using his name at all was Razik, and that's the only thing Razik understands Bert to be.
Razik, Bert's the shield. As Valor, I still think that there's an animated shield that runs the city. I don't recall if Query actually met Bert.
No.
Did they?
Nope.
No.
Yeah, so
It is
I mean-
both true that that is all that Razik considers Bert to be, and it is also true that Razik has the highest respect for Bert out of anyone in the party.
Hey, disagree.
I don't think you know how much Razik values a good shield then.
Out of anyone currently in the party, maybe.
True.
Faye,
Okay.
Faye
Yeah.
loves that guy.
True. Very true.
Faye loves that guy, not as much as Razik respects him.
Possible. Quite
Not as
possible.
much as Painrin hates him.
We all have very complicated
Hated.
relationships with this random bandit.
not to dig a knife in, but that's a past tense on Panrin.
Yeah.
It's a big. He doesn't have opinions anymore.
I'm afraid
Yeah,
to
no,
say-
Look,
I don't
push
know
that
what
knife
plane he
in.
probably went
Look,
to.
Oh, he didn't. That's not how mind flayers work, my dude. They
What
eat your
plane do you
soul.
think he ended up at?
You
Oh,
don't.
they ate his soul? Okay, neat.
Yeah, they eat your soul.
Well,
it's fine. I
You
see
still,
now.
you
It's
still
fine.
keep,
It's
you
fine.
still have opinions and thoughts and things. You just can't do anything about it. Anyway,
you just-
you can go to Lork
fine.
and see the rink-a-dink town that's on its feet and doing better. Smaller than Secomber, not as active even, like a little sleepy. But I mean, they're holding on their own. They've had a good 6 months of recovery. They're in a pretty good place, all things considered. Definitely nothing interesting at all that here that Blythe would take any notice of, and probably only the vaguest interest of just of the space that Primrose would find interesting. I can't imagine that Kiev has literally any opinion.
The most their key remarks is about how easily siegeable all the structures are. It's just like, they clearly didn't plan for flooding here, and they could very easily be overrun with boiling oil here. And those are crude traps.
There's no traps really. It's just parapets.
No, I'm
Um,
aware.
yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Gotcha.
Hey
Well-
everybody, for the upcoming fight, I'm gonna need the bathroom supplies. I need 1,020 gold pieces.
Okay. 1,020. So
I have,
that's
however
what,
much this
100
is.
platinum, right? No, 101 platinum, right? That'll cover it.
102.
make
You
that
got 102
101.
platinum on you?
I have 800 platinum on me.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Orange is
Jesus.
fucking loaded.
Okay, I need some money for diamonds.
Yeah, she's ballin'.
Excuse me, but make that
Excuse me.
101 because Sir Keith immediately offers all of his money, which is 10 gold pieces. He has no clue how much it is. He's picked it up on the road.
I would also like to withdraw from the Bank of Sugar Mama Orcs.
101 I can do because that makes the math nice and simple for me. That leaves me with 700 in platinum.
Hell yeah.
I do need to go to a magic shop.
And you needed money for diamonds, Pete.
Oh, yeah, let's see. I really could just get like 3 extra, right? So they're 300 each. So I just need 3. I just need
Okay.
70? 70 platinum would be good.
Okay.
That gets us 3 revivifies outside of the 2 that I already had, so that's 5 revivifies for our next fight. We should be fine.
Clarification
Welcome,
request.
Uh-huh.
what I am looking for,
If we need 5 revivifies,
we're in deep trouble.
That's what I was just scoffing about. Sorry, Adam. Yes.
What I am looking for is a gem-encrusted bowl worth 1,000 gold pieces.
Uh-huh.
Right, and a forked metal rod worth at least 250 gold pieces that's attuned to this plane of existence.
Oh, baby, you...
Well, hold on one second, right? If I can't find either of those things here, I'm almost certain I can't find the second, and I'd actually be surprised if I can find the first, right?
That's correct.
Then I'm announcing to everyone that I'm going to Waterdeep, and I'll be back in the morning.
Yep, that's it. You went to exactly the wrong location for something that expensive.
Right.
Yeah. You can go talk to. I think his name is Randall. Rodney. His name is Rodney, the jeweler, and he is stunned at the at what you require. There is certainly not enough gold here within the city to accommodate such extravagant pieces.
All right. Well, then I'll probably go talk to Blythe. You know magic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They
not
don't have
really how you do it. I guess.
Yeah, that's okay. But you know, you know where one can get magic supplies if we win, say, Waterdeep.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's go to
Waterdeep.
Yeah.
No fucking wonder I could never find you people. Jesus Christ! How many times a day can you do this?
Right now, I can do it twice.
Okay, so once we're there, we're there for the day.
Yes. I'll tell everybody we'll be back in the morning.
I mean, I can find us a tavern pretty easy.
Well, we can sleep at the Enclave. They're pretty nice.
Rose will probably want to come with us.
Okay, I'll let everybody know,
Shadow.
and anybody that wants to come can come.
If you don't want to wait a day, I can bring us back. Yeah, choice, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, that'd be great.
It's also Sarah. I guess if he can bring us back, it doesn't matter. But I was gonna ask about like health potions. What kind of stock they had around here?
You can buy ordinary health potions at cost from the alchemist.
Okay.
if
Yeah, I'll probably hit up Waterdeep really quick. Just pop one over to the alchemist, to the chemist.
if Sakiv, if you want to go with them, this is going to be the rest of my day will be in a small kobold warren. It's up to you, but it probably won't be exciting or very comfortable. But it's up to you.
I will avoid Waterdeep for now.
That's fair. I'm not a
My
big fan of the
people are
place.
not welcome there.
I mean, in my experience, Waterdeep welcomes
My people
pretty
are
much
not welcome there.
everybody that's not a mind flayer, right? Especially right now.
My people are not welcome there.
Yeah. Well-
Rose, would you mind giving orcs the sending stone?
Oh, right. Rose will
You don't
take
really-
one of the sending stone. That's this is for Blythe.
I mean, I can give it to Razik if that's simpler for you, but
No, I'll just give mine to Oryx, and it's connected to the one that Blythe has.
Okay. If Pete's going with you guys, he can contact me by magic also. So
I have the means of instantaneous long distance communication that must be installed. If
install.
Yeah, what does that word mean? That seems
Ominous.
invasive.
it is. But not malignant.
That doesn't cast much.
Yeah, you'll have to be a little more specific, I think.
I'm fine without that.
My words in common are not very good. The best I can think of is infection, but that implies malignance. It cannot be set up now.
Okay. Another time then. Okay, well, stay safe in Waterdeep, folks. I'm gonna go check in with Misa.
Let us know what intelligence you get, I suppose.
Yeah. If I haven't heard from Waterdeep folks before tonight, I'll. She holds up the sending stone. I'll check in.
Perfect. All right. Headed out then.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be back soon.
Before we go, though, we're gonna try to find Dawnbringer here. More of his types.
Sorry, say what you said one more time.
Dawnbringer here. More of his types.
All right. Well, Oryx will turn and head for the Warren. I don't know that we ever actually checked in with the guildmasters, but whatever.
You can hand wave that, and you also don't have to do that.
Yeah. I realize it's not a necessity, but for Oryx, it would be like that's the chain of command to check. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, we're back in town. Need anything? No. Cool. Bye.
Mm-hmm. As you're headed out and the others prepare to head back to Waterdeep, Blythe, because you are like way more familiar with the organization of the Church of Lathander.
Yeah.
It is very, very not easy, but you can identify a place where you can ask if you can commune there. I need a persuasion check from either one of you to be allowed to do this.
That one I will definitely do. With guidance.
Hey, Pete, do you need any help with this? As Razik is chewing on something he found in the street.
I think I'll be alright.
Heads up, Blythe has +7 and D4, and if you give him guidance, it's an additional D4.
Yeah, screw it. I'll help him and give him guidance.
Yeah, you guys are both charming as hell. He just happens to be wearing Glimmer Weave, so he has extra.
Nice.
Gonna need it.
Yeah.
Gonna need it. I said the wrong thing, didn't I?
Yeah, no,
Look,
that's
it's
pretty
been
good.
a while. I'm rusty. I'm rusty on the lingo. Okay, it's been a good long while.
14 was your DC.
He just needs to pray for.
There's still
He
you
just
like
needs to
if
pray for a bit.
yeah you guys Blythe, you kind of dust off some old mantras, and Pete, you do because there isn't because your town is so religious, but there is very little, like, what's the word, specific devotion. Your understanding of the faith is not as very clearly, like, what's the word, structured as Blythe very clearly understands it to be.
Yeah.
But because you are as what's the word, pious as you are, you also can definitely pick up that maybe it's been a minute since Blythe has has recited anything. But nevertheless, the halflings who own the house that you are asking to step into for a little bit are more than accommodating. And you can cast word of you can set up your sanctuary,
Sweet.
which requires you casting the spell.
Yep.
Yes.
Spell save, what?
Weird. Okay.
That's the
And-
safety DC people have to make you enter or cast spells into your area.
And good news, gang, who's going to Waterdeep. Well, this kind of... I'm just curious, do you go to check in on Faye, or do you just go immediately shopping and then head back?
Well, I was going to do my shopping first, and then
Mhm.
I was going to head to Faye's workshop to see if she's there, or I can get a beat on where she might be.
Pete would immediately head there because I don't really have actual business in this town.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think I'm taking Razik to a standard, like, magic shop because I need to buy paper and ink.
Yeah, you can buy as much paper and ink as you need in Waterdeep. That's
Yeah.
not a problem. You can buy a bowl and you can buy a fork.
Okay.
Going to Faye's, she has a kit of things that she has been preparing in her free time that has just been collecting dust in a crate without really...
Three small pallets stacked neatly on top of each other. Thank you.
Still collecting dust simply because you haven't touched it in about 10 days.
Correct.
That was my point. And
Almost a month, actually. Like a full, instead of 10 days? Yeah.
yeah, it's been a minute. A spear of dragon slaying, 10 potions of growth, 10 potions of healing, and then we have a very special thing she's been working on, which is a potion of time-released healing. And I have to actually go through our DMs again and figure out the rules that I actually wrote down for that one. But that is, very simply, it is a healing potion that you can drink. Let's see. It's very simple. I think it's basically a healing word, right? That's basically what it is, and it activates. Let's see. All right. The next time your health drops below 50% of its maximum, rounded down, you regain 1d4 plus 1 HP. This effect still occurs if the instance of damage reduces you to 0 HP, but not if your body would otherwise be destroyed. After you are healed once, the effect ends. If 8 hours passed after drinking the potion, the effect remains. The healing triggers regardless of your HP total, and the effect ends. And I'm going to all put that into a handout for you all. Do you have any other business with...
Dragon spear look like?
It is a simple metallic spear with the head of a dragon. It looks like stylized in metal, which has been impaled by the spear blade and is biting down on it.
Ooh.
Cool.
Do my goggles at night still work?
Yep.
Fantastic.
She does not need those slots for anything else currently.
Thank you.
Valor definitely has one set of those.
I think someone has just a store-bought set.
Yeah,
Oh
Pam.
yeah,
because-
that would be me.
Yeah.
Or actually,
I
mine's not
definitely-
store bought, but
Tanner and Zira both had them.
yeah,
You have your spectacles.
I'm a granny.
Oh, that's right. You have the giant spectacles.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
She has taken one of her her invention things and turned it into a fucking alchemy jug, but it was her +1 on her weapon because she doesn't really need to use that right now.
Anything else in town?
How many did you posted? How many health potions?
Yeah. It is.
there
It's.
are?
She's giving you guys pallets of these potions, and there are 10 of each of them. So it's 10 healing, 10 time released healing, and 10 growth. And I think she makes it pretty clear that she mostly did that because she thinks it'd be very good to see Oryx just be very big for a very long time.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
That
Um,
tickles me.
As long as we're in town, I will stay true to tradition and see if Jarenth is around and available to talk.
Actually, she is. She finds you when you enter.
Oh. Oh, hello.
Good evening, Razik. It's good to see you again.
Yes, it's nice to see you too. I was coming to talk to you.
Yes.
I understand that things are going well in Decanter's Tower.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome, but I'm not the only one to thank. You know, I understand Decca's out there now, and Merrick and Leander, and Rolst is out there too. Do you remember Rolst?
I don't believe so.
Well, he was the former leader of the tribe of werewolves that were formerly aligned with Decanter, but broke that alliance at our request.
I see.
And now he is up in Decanter's Tower, helping to reverse the petrification of the individuals that were so unfortunate as to fall under that condition while Decanter was still alive. Yes, and he asked us for a favor in return, and that favor is that he would like citizenship and admission to the city of Waterdeep.
Oh yes, I remember now.
Yes, well, not once, but twice he has put the good of Waterdeep over the good of himself. I would think that would make an excellent citizen.
I think I would agree.
Well, I'm more than willing to make the request on his behalf, but I'm not always the best with words. So I was wondering if maybe perhaps you would be willing to make that request for him.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yes.
This is a decision that is so beyond my... I have the ability to speak with the open Lord. But I do not think Razak, the city of Waterdeep, took decades and decades to even acknowledge the citizenship of kobolds and goblins and goblin kind. And they still are not permitted housing within the city itself, within the inner wall. There is a chance, perhaps, that the lords could be persuaded to allow lycanthropes within the Fields Ward. But the population might not take so kindly to that interpretation, that invitation. Do you
Yeah, well,
understand?
Oh, I understand, but I think that is a problem that Roth will have to deal with. I have offered him my opinion that I think it's not necessarily worth the trouble, and he may be overlooking what he currently has, but he is insistent that this is what he wants, and we made him a promise. So do you know what the best way of going about this would be? Could we arrange for him to plead his own case, or should I find someone else to talk to?
Perhaps it would be best if I met with him. If he were to vow himself to the Enclave.
Okay, well, like I said, he's with Deca now, up at the Cantor's Tower, and it sounds like he will be there for at least a little while longer. I will make sure to make an introduction once we are back from freeing the remainder of Oryx's people from Kalamatharak.
You are trustworthy. Decker is trustworthy. I can't imagine that this fellow you have put so much stake on, so much value to, should be someone we should ignore. It is merely the echoing repercussions of the decision. Myself, my cousin, and the other lords fear. But thank you. Instruct him to come to the High Forest whenever he is able, and I can meet him there.
Will do. Thank you. Say, unrelated, but have you ever been to Elysium?
Yes?
Do you have any idea how someone gets there?
Yes.
Or how would I go about that?
I could reasonably take someone who is deemed worthy of entry.
Okay, well, I'm not really ready to go now, but when we get back from this Calamathrac business, um, I I'm I may need to go with someone.
Why is that?
Well, Pete Pete lost his shield, and the shield belonged to his dad, and he said he saw his dad in Elysium the last time we were there, but I don't really remember much because I wasn't very happy about being there. But
The
he needs to get that or something back. So I thought maybe we go.
the chosen of Lyra, who walked with you,
Yeah, Pete.
with the brand of Lathander on the shield.
That's the one.
Might be better, Grace, if I were to see what I could do about acquiring it for you.
Well, that's awfully nice. I wouldn't want to put you out.
Well, it is likely better that I, a spirit of that plane, travel there in your stead. For your own and your friend's safety.
Oh, well, that's awfully nice of you. Thank you.
Any other requests you have, Razik?
Well, is there anything I can do for you? How are things going here?
We are well. If you see Decker, we would love to have her back.
Okay, I'll be sure to let her know. I'm sure I will see her sooner or later. And if there's anything you need, just let me know.
I will.
Okay, bye, Jaren.
Goodbye, Razik. And Oryx in Lork. I assume you just do your check-ins and with the guildmaster and then go to the Warrens. Is that right?
Correct.
All right. Everything's fine. They're all good. They send you on your way. You have the when you return home, you have the flashing tremor sense of the space. This time it is not as intense, and whether or not you are guarded against it, prepared for it, or considering it, it is not as bold this time as you enter. However, you are still acutely aware of every trap that has been moved, every trigger to avoid as you climb down, and are welcomed by the guards, who are in fact expecting you. And there is not necessarily what I would consider like a big like welcoming committee, but there are many who are in the main den who have been evidently like waiting for you to either meet you or meet with you. A few of these kobolds have the more reddish and russet scales of your old tribe, but many of those scales have dulled and faded, as can happen with kobold tribes. They take on more of the appearance of their ruling dragon, so some of them have patches of black or dappled green, and you can see that there are some that have more bold and bright red from the days of Astraxel. as well here. And Misa is certainly among the first to meet with you, and she is quite happy that you are both here and alive, seeing as she hasn't heard from you in a couple of months. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. There was a thing, and we were in the Shadowfell, and sort of like when we went to Elysium, time moved differently, and so I thought it was only like maybe a day, but apparently that translated to 2 months here. I certainly didn't mean to be away that long.
I'm just glad you're back. We missed you, and there's new folks to meet and work to do.
Have any of the newcomers come from the swamp? I'm just trying to. I need to know what I missed while I was gone.
Just a couple. There's been reports that Kalamazrak may be looking for potentially a mate or something, an ally, and there's been rumor of errands being run, messengers looking for another black dragon. That could mean either that Kalamazrak may be leaving his dens for a period, or there will be another dragon in the region.
That's unfortunate. That makes getting everyone else out of there that much more difficult, but I don't know. Maybe we'll luck out. Maybe we'll luck out and he'll be gone when we get there, and we can just get everyone out.
Do you think you can?
Get everyone out, or get everyone out while he's gone?
Either, both.
Maybe to the first, probably not to the second. Regardless of whatever he's doing, I can't imagine he's going to leave his lair long. That would mean leaving all his hoard and his pets and all of that.
Yeah.
How have the unpetrified kobolds been settling in? How many were? I mean, I guess just kind of tell me about them.
Well, we had a few who were resistant. She kind of rubs one of her arms that has a couple of scars across it now, fading wounds, and says, and they weren't, particularly happy to see me immediately, but as soon as I got the opportunity, a couple, without, and her wings flutter, who I could finally get through, process got a little bit easier. Some didn't make it, but we got it. It was I feel like it was a success.
Good.
I don't think there's any way that we could save everybody, but I feel good about what we did. And your friend, the dragon, he was very kind.
That's good. I think you've probably spent more time with Bren than I have now.
He's
So,
nice.
good. Good. Well, I think we're going to stay maybe one more night. I need to speak to Brock again if I can, so that I can get a better. I need to know where I'm going, basically.
Yeah. We've been working on that since you've been gone. I was worried maybe you weren't gonna be coming back, but I didn't want everything you've built to be for nothing. So we've been scouting, tracking, and we think there's it's not a safe path through the swamp, but it's direct. Anyway.
That will be very useful. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I can. I'm pretty familiar with the region now. If you wanted, I could help guide you there.
Yeah, if you think it'll be safe. I mean,
Yeah.
safe enough, I guess.
I think. I don't think it's safe. But I want to come.
Okay. Yeah. My friends have gone to Waterdeep briefly. I think they'll be back. They said tomorrow, maybe tonight. And I think we'll probably set out tomorrow. So, plenty of time.
Yeah. Hey, I know it's been a while and you just got here, but it just has been a while, and I've been thinking a lot about what you said. I still want to help you still. I know I've done a lot here, and you say it's important, and I feel like it is, but I
Definitely is.
just I feel like there's more.
If you're going to guide us to the lair, that will be a good start, and it will. I haven't forgotten what you said when I was here last time. And that the trip out to Kalamazarax, and I don't know how long it's going to take or how long it'll take to come back, but that will start a lot of the process, and then when that's done, we can talk again about something about where to go from there. There's processes and things and procedures that have to be followed.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. She smiles, her eyes glint. Of course. Are we gonna be going by day or by night?
I don't know. I guess that's something to talk with when everyone gets back. One of my new companions needs some time to work on. I don't really understand it. Something with a book, a charcoal rubbing he made.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't really understand it, but so it'll depend on how much that can get done. But my guess is we'll probably, well, we've been traveling by evening lately, so maybe evening.
Okay.
He needs time for transcription.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. This is Thakiv. Thakiv, this is Misa. Misa is. We were in. We are tribe mates from a long time ago.
Tribe is like family.
Yes.
You are her commander, yes?
No. I mean, no. It's not a military thing. It's more like, I don't know I don't know what to compare it to.
I don't.
Kobolds don't really have standing armies. Everyone's expected to fight, so we don't really have a military either.
In this way, we are similar.
We had there's sometimes chosen who are made leaders, but we don't have a dragon who would choose for us now.
Yeah,
Oryx is
it was.
Yeah, Oryx is the closest it comes, but even then, it's not. I mean, she asked.
You will learn to pick your own leaders in time. You are young.
I guess most of the stuff that kobolds do is done communally. So, like, we have leaders for a particular thing, for a particular task.
You are developing well, then.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah. When everyone gets back, we can talk with them. I guess in the meantime, and there was like a pile of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The last time I was here.
It has definitely more organization now. Yeah.
And they had put together like some sort of altar-ish looking thing.
Kind of, yeah. The sigil that you marked on in the dirt was made into a stone that is in the wall. With the tallies of the members who have come through, yes.
Okay. I guess I will walk over to it, and as I am walking over there, not fully realizing what it is, Oryx will pull Lance Bass out of her bag and hang it up on the wall. I got that in I got that in Brookvale. I don't know. It seems it's meant to be on a wall somewhere, not in my bag.
Tox, who has been nearby, kind of crawls forward on all fours and then puts a claw up to like investigate it, and then it starts singing, and that definitely startles him, as well as a few others.
Oryx looks around very proudly as Lance Bass begins to sing. I won a competition in Brookvale.
What sort of competition? For a talking fish?
Yeah. There was a festival going on. Have you has there been any sort of festival here since we've been gone? You guys should really try a festival. They're a lot of fun.
They did like aerial explosions come the solstice, but we thought they were trying to shoot birds out of the sky. It might have still done that. It was weird.
Well, this one was a lot more fun sounding than that because they had games and contests and anyway.
You should. We've got the night. You should tell us.
Yeah. I mean, I can do that. Unfortunately, the end of the story is not really great, but although that is where we met Thakif here, so yeah. And Oryx will just plop down on the ground.
Yeah, you attract a crowd of passerby who aren't particularly busy. Mies and Tox make themselves available to listen to your story. And everyone returns to Lork, I assume, that night? Is that right? Oh, you muted yourself.
But I didn't get like a price on potions at all.
Oh, you wanted more potions on top of the free crate that you were getting.
When you put it like that, it sounds weird. But I don't know these people. This is not a gift for me. And I'm sure, as I understood it, it was a gift to Oryx, mostly in particular, and like the party at large. I'm still going to a magic shop with Blythe, and I'm pretty sure that was the first thing that we did. So that would have happened before we saw Razik and Pete with
to see the
pallets
palette
and
of
stuff. Yeah, and
Totally
I'm sure I wouldn't like. Maybe I would, but what's the price on those bad boys?
Greater healing potions are 150 each. A pipe of remembrance, a common magic item, is. Sorry, hold on. 250.
Cool. Sure. I'm gonna get the. Sorry, let me do some calculating here. Shouldn't be hard. So 250 for the pipe, and then how many per pot?
150.
150 each. So.
Pipe of remembrance.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah, I guess Razik didn't ask about getting a pipe.
All right.
That would be the one.
Cool. So I will get 4, and then the pipe of remembrance.
Cool.
I did once I had Razik alone. Just wanted to say something to him.
Okay.
Cool. Hey, Razik. I just
what's up, Pete?
I just wanted to say, and I find myself saying this a lot lately, but you were right. Zira, she needs to be stopped. Initially, I was afraid that it was vengeance on our part, but it's not. And you were right. She's a threat to everyone. And I'm not saying this because she threw Abe into the Shadow Team. I'm saying it because when I took her out, she clearly is eventually coming back. and I don't know if she necessarily has anything against us in particular. I don't think she specifically sought us. I think she sought his pain, but she's out there, and we need to stop her. Maybe not now, maybe not soon, but
Well, I don't know. I think we did a pretty good job of stopping her.
I don't think that's the end of Zero.
Well, I hope you're wrong, but if she's dumb enough to come back, we'll just have to kill her a third time.
I'm gonna trust on your judgment this time.
Okay, I mean, we're getting pretty good at it.
I agree. I just hope she doesn't. Again, I don't think we're the particular focal point for her. I think she's gonna come back to a variety of people.
Well, like I said, I hope you're wrong, but well, let's just focus on Count Matherac for right now. That seems to be next up for us.
Sure, this is by no means a priority. It's just on the list.
I'll have to give that some more thought. I felt pretty good that we were done with her, but maybe you're right. Well, we'll be ready. Razik claps Pete on the back.
That's all I needed to say.
Okay. That night, right? You use the word of recall to return. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. You can go back to Lork. You can spend 2 silver pieces to get a room at the White Respite. And
Sorry, just nostalgia.
Orcs will sleep in the water.
Yeah. Surrounded by family. And you can all meet up the next day and get ready to go kick a dragon's ass, yeah?
Yeah.
Since this is the third day, do I feel the reconnection to the weave?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On the third day, you you get your full rest shit.
Finally.